So there's quite some regulation or those kind of things to memory, but it doesn't make any sense. If you go to some other school, they are gonna explain to you why this, why that. You have to remember this under this situation. You don't need, even Chinese don't need to do that. The easiest and simplest way to do it. Actually, in ancient China, back in 1,000 years ago, they're the same. It's not pronounced the woo, it's not pronounced the yu, it's pronounced the yu. It's kind of in between. And then along the time, along the history, kind of separated, okay, divided into two kind of pronunciation. So there's quite some regulation or those kind of things to memory, but it doesn't make any sense. If you go to some other school, they are gonna explain to you why this, why that. You have to remember this under this situation. You don't need, even Chinese don't need to do that. The easiest and simplest way to do it. Just when you learn that character, you know that the vowel is wu or yu. Like for example, girl, a lady over here, a female pronounce a character like this, pronounced as nu. The vowel is yu. There's two dots. Compared with the wu, there's no dots. Okay. The easiest way is you remember each character. When you learn that character, learn the form, the shape, the pictographic, and the phonetic, the pronunciation, sound, and also the meaning, ideographic. Remember the three things together. You just tie the three things together as the original meaning, original reason to create this character. Forget about the way you learn English or French or German or Spanish, whatever, the letter spelling kind of that language that you want to really just link all the no meaning letter together to make a word, and remember the word and also pronunciation to symbolizing or to mean certain kind of meaning. Defined it. No, you want to have the three things together: pictographic, phonetic, and ideographic together. Nu is the lady. It's the head. There's the back, and now two arms sitting on her feet, and put two hands in front of the knee. Very elegant, very feminine. So that's the pictographic. And the pronunciation is nu, third tone. So here, and when we pronounce third tone, there's basically two kind of meaning. One is close, gentle, okay, small, gentle, close, or you've made it strong. That's kind of turn away, turn the direction. Remember, okay, that's nu. Lü, that's from the lü, fourth tone, 第四声 fourth tone, lü. That's the law. Okay, because this is a pen. It's not a pen, it's actually a pen brush, or as a hand, hold to it. That's the original meaning, an original character to symbolizing the writing. In very ancient time, there's no paper yet. Whatever you write on the bamboo or write on a piece of wood, a piece of bamboo, or even a piece of silk cloth. That means only very important thing need to write on. Now later on, along the history, adding a bushel, a radical, translated in English, the radical 部首 or 偏旁. This is symbolizing action, behavior. So something very important when you do, you got to obey. to write it down. That's the law. That's the law. Developed to be like this. Okay. Roughly like this. Okay. All right.